Hi, I'm Thiagarajan, and joining us now is Mr. S. Thiagarajan, Chairman, Southern Alloy Foundries Pvt. Limited. Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
Well, the day is quite all right.
How do you find the IFEX this year?
This is the second time Institute of Indian Foundrymen is celebrating their annual convention in Bangalore. 33 years back, they had this function. At that point of time, I happened to be the president of the Institute of Indian Foundrymen, and one Mr. Govind was the governor of Karnataka, and we invited him here to be the chief guest. He delivered a wonderful lecture at that point of time.
All right. What do you think about the turnout this year?
The turnout here, according to me, is much more than expected. And I find quite a number of youngsters taking real interest in the activities of the Institute.
Oh, good to know that. And can you tell us a little bit about Southern Alloy Foundries?
Southern Alloy Foundries was actually started in the year 1959, and it went into production after 1960. At that point of time, Southern India was in need of malleable iron castings and other steel castings also. The industrial development was not there actually. So one great metallurgist by name Dr. S. N. Anantaraman suggested to me why I should not start a foundry exclusively for the manufacture of SG iron. I readily agreed, and when I told my father whether it would be possible for him to part with certain amount to start the foundry, he readily agreed, and we started a concern by name Southern Alloy Foundries exclusively for the manufacture of SG iron or ductile iron.
Thanks so much for sharing that information with us. How has your journey been in the foundry industry so far?
It's very difficult to answer this question, for there have been ups and downs during the past so many years, rather 50 years of a century. A lot of changes have taken place in the country. A lot of developments have taken place, and we have to go along with the same, and we have done so also. We have improved our foundry in every way. Our motto is quality. Quality at any cost. With this result, our foundry is known all over the country for quality castings. Practically, we manufacture castings to radiographic quality. That means non-destructive testing methods. And some of the most critical castings even today are being manufactured by us.
All right, good. Now, how long have you been associated with Forace Polymer as your supplier?
I should say for about 7 or 8 years now, I'm a supplier of castings, critical castings once again, to BIEC Electricals, Haridwar. We supply castings to the turbines, both gas turbines and steam turbines. They are supposed to be very critical castings. Forace also are supplier of various components to BIEC Electricals, Haridwar. This way, we became known to each other. And when we were in need of resin, we went to them. And I have to say, Mr. Garg was very nice in trying to have a discussion with us and suggest the right material for us for our own use.
Okay. I think you answered my next question also. I was going to ask you what sort of products or components you source from Forace, and you just mentioned about resins, right?
See, I've been to a factory. It is located in a beautiful natural scenery, and I've seen the factory. The control system, quality control system, is very good as far as their products are concerned. And their representatives regularly visit us, and whenever there is a problem, we tell them and they take care of the same.
Okay. How would you rate your association with Forace Polymers in terms of quality and service?
See, it's about 6 to 7 years, I should say. And Mr. Garg is, even though he is very much young, with his experience with BHEL Haridwar, his knowledge is matured, and you will be surprised to note that I used to get his advice for taking sometimes some decisions.
Well, thanks so much for those compliments, well taken. Now, tell us, sir, any industry that you take has its own set of challenges, isn't it? What, according to you, are some of the major challenges in front of the Indian foundry industry today?
See, we have grown. I have been in the industrial field from 1953 onwards. 1953 is the year when I passed out from my engineering college. Even though for 2 years I worked as a lecturer in mechanical engineering in one of the institutions, that gave me quite some knowledge because that institution was connected with industries. Now I see the difference. India has developed. Nobody can stop the development of this country. I repeat, no ordinary human beings cannot stop our development. The question is, can we accelerate it? Can we use some material so that development can go very fast? This is the point that we have to think about it. The government can help us. We should have power, adequate power, at the right time, and the right power. If I want 420 volts, I should get 420 volts. I should not get 370 volts. Sorry. Now, this is one of the most important factors. Now, the roads are fairly good these days. Government has come to our rescue. Another point is, we should have training facilities for training our workers. Workers for unskilled, semi-skilled, highly skilled. I can tell you, we have wonderful training instructors in local languages who can train workers to reach to the top.
That's a very good point that you made,
Now,
sir.
I am telling you this because when I was the president of the Institute of Indian Foundrymen, I was very specific in advising all the chapters to train workers and supervisors. In the case of Karnataka, in Karnataka language. In Maharashtra, in the Maharashtra language. In Tamil Nadu, in Tamil language. I'm happy to tell you that one lady working in a foundry, wrote a book on Tripura, one of the best books in Maharashtrian language. If I remember her name correctly, her name is Miss Mine. She is really good and is very strong in the subject also. There are few other ladies now these days who are very strong in the subject.
Very unusual, isn't
Very
it, to
unusual.
find a
Yeah,
woman?
but I can tell you, there is one Mr. Arunachalam in Madurai. His daughter is quite good in the subject. And Dr. P.N. Bhagavati is there. His daughter is managing a very big automobile foundry. Now slowly, ladies are taking up managements. I would like to tell you also, in my own foundry, we have already employed more than 10 to 12 lady workers, and they are doing a good job.
So you were talking about having in-house training institutions,
Yeah, exactly.
lack of training institutions or lack of training people in their own native tongue,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Here, there should be a general training, and each foundry should train their own people, because each foundry is a separate one. Its requirements are different from other foundries. So there should be a general training, and each foundry should train people for their own foundry. I'm sure we can grow, and I don't find any reason why we should not grow like any other country. But there is always a difference. We have got our drawbacks. Ours is a democratic countries. We should not compare ourselves with totalitarian countries. Totalitarian countries are in a different situation. You cannot compare.
Right. Well, so before we let you go, one last question for you. What do you think are the future trends in the foundry industry?
I should tell this also. In the last 2 years, we have reached the second position in the production of castings in the whole world. The first position goes to China. The second position comes to India. The third position is held by United States of America, and I think fourth position goes to Germany. Now, this comparison is, I would say, it does not reflect the real situation. We should know to produce quality castings, most difficult castings, castings for planes, castings for other useful machineries and all. It takes some time. Well, after all, we have been under the British yoke for 150 years. We got our independence in 1947 only. And we may require another 50 to 60 years to match other countries.
All right. Well, thanks very much, sir, for being here, and thank you so much for your time and sharing all that wonderful information and enlightening us with all that. We wish you a great day here at this event.
Thank you very much, madam. I never expected that I will be called upon to give my views so candidly, and I can tell you that I have given my views openly, and I hope and trust if it is going to help one person, I'll be the happiest person.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate